What's going on, fellow humans and resellers? This is I, James, ReductionAgency.com. 23 years selling full-time on eBay. And we are just after 2 p.m., my halfway point. And I figure now's a good time to see what I did yesterday. Because it didn't look good. I had 500 by 1 o'clock, which was good. But then everything stopped. And I literally had nothing come in and through for like the next 4 hours. So I'm like, ugh, there's either a backup in the queue or eBay screwed something up Sunday night when they did their updates and maintenance or whatever. So I'm going to see where I ended up at. So I had $500 halfway through my day. And let's see. So on the media store, ended with $440. 43994. All right. With 34 items sold over here. Ooh, cassettes beat out CDs yesterday. Look at that. By like $31. Wow. Didn't expect that. And we go over to the clothing store. The clothing store. $253. Ugh. Compared to the other day, that stinks. So ended with $693. So the first half of the day did 500. The next half did 193. So that's stunky. Stinky poo poo. Hat's number one by a long shot. And today's not much better over here. If you can see this, Saturday was almost $700, and we fell down to $500. And yesterday was $253. Today, halfway through the day, we're only at $62. So we're looking at another step down today. So almost looks like they're going to get back into that swinging pattern. We'll see. That's not good. No good. No good at all. What has been selling over here? Typical stuff. I kind of changed up my listing procedure again. So last week what I did was had about 840 listings or whatever, or drafts done without the pictures by Wednesday. And then Wednesday I started taking pictures. Well, I was going to do that for 4 days on the media and then switch over to the clothing store. But on the weekends, I don't get that much done if I don't, because on the weekends, I kind of just goof off a little bit more, play with the pups a little bit more, go outside a little bit more. So I felt like I was robbing the clothing store. I'm like, well, let's find a different way to do it that's not going to neglect this store. Do I flip-flop them every week? What do I do? So I decided what to do. What I'm going to try to do this time is every day I'm going to list the exact number of items that sold yesterday. If it goes over, that's fine too, a little bit. And then I'm going to try to get 800 drafts completely done by Friday and then upload all those Friday. So that's the goal right now. And that would actually be more items than last week's lack of words. Last week's layout and the way I did it. So I don't expect to do 800, but that's what I'm shooting for. So if I have 600, then I'm fine with that. But if I get 800, that'll put me over my goal for the end of the year. So then if I want to go outside more, exercise more, no big deal. So, but yeah. So the goal was to get 100,000 listings by the end of the year, where I'm at 78,435 right now. But what if I can make that goal instead of 100,000, 200,000? Like, what would it take to get 200,000 listings by the end of the year instead of 100,000? That's like, it seems almost impossible, right? But then you got to think, with all this technology that's out there these days, there's got to be something, right? There's got to be. So, do I set my new goal at 200,000 on a contingent that I can figure out how to do it? I don't know. Maybe. Always shooting for, like, overshooting. That's what they call me back in high school. Because when I used to shoot for the chin, it overshot. Never mind. James, you're wrong. No, that's a joke. But still, I mean, really, think about it. There's got to be a better way. What's sold over here? Alrighty. This nuclear waste various artist compilation. It's a metal tin, and this thing's been. I mean, this is probably an item that I bought in like 2004 or whatever. It was in a lot, and it's just been sitting in storage for over 20 years. And since I've been getting into storage and pulling out boxes, it finally got listed and boom, sold. So that's kind of cool. And I remember it because I've come across it so many times, and it's always just getting thrown back into a box. So now that I'm not throwing anything back, I'm just getting it done. It finally got its day to sell. Some vinyl selling today for sure. I just put this Conan O'Brien VHS tape up yesterday. These Lifescape cassettes I put up yesterday. DS case and manual only. Missing the game. Cassettes, and CDs. This one I put up yesterday. It sold almost immediately. You see, it didn't even go on sale. These 4 vinyls, the same as before. The person tried to check out, and the buy two, get two did not work, or they didn't do it right, one of the two. So they canceled it and re-rang out. And it worked that time. So I'm guessing they just kind of maybe messed something up. Sold another picture. So this Harry Potter game series music CD thing from EA Sports. EA Harry Potter game series, the music from. Took an offer for 50, I think it was. So. Excuse me. Yep. So yeah, that's what I'm doing with the listing. So I'm hoping I'm gonna have to start. Yeah, I gotta find a way to get to 200,000 by the end of the year. That'd be like life changing, wouldn't it? Life changing. Let's see if there's any questions and comments. Yes, use AI to facilitate a better workflow. You should watch some of Walter Blake Knobloch's videos. He started out as a retail arbitrage seller, selling before sequencing to another form of selling on his channel. Has some good stuff on there with regards to efficiency systems for sellers. Check that out. When it comes to pulling orders, do you find every item all the time? Are there times an item is not where it's supposed to be? If so, what do you do? Every once in a while, there'll be something that can't be found. What happened to it is another story. Did it fall out of the box? Did it listing pop back up on eBay somehow, some way? When I was doing Posh, did it sell on Posh and it didn't take it down off eBay? So there's different scenarios, but you just cancel the order that you didn't find the item. So, yep. Thanks for the walkthrough. Yeah, somebody left a message yesterday, or a comment. Of course, you always, and I see some of the people who talk eBay on YouTube, and they're always talking about how, you should be concerned with how much money you make per hour. And somebody left me a comment yesterday saying, well, you should really blah, 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 and work your numbers and see what you make per hour. It'd be eye-opening. And I'm just like, my initial thought was, you guys just, you don't get it. You don't get it. So I made that little short yesterday. And I'll just reiterate it here. When you start a business for yourself, like I've said a million times before, you quit a 40-hour job to work 80 hours for yourself. Half the time when you start a business, you don't get paid. Worrying about how much money you make per hour when you're doing your own thing, that's stupid. It's just stupid. Especially if you love what you're doing. If you love what you're doing, you can make a living at it. You know what? I don't care what I'm making per hour. The bills are getting paid. I'm happy. That's bonus enough. What the hell? So for the people who are concerned about, I'm going to start this business and I want to make $50 an hour. Well, you're in the wrong game. All right. Just go find a job that'll pay you $50 an hour. You're going to have a better chance of making it there than doing it for yourself, especially in reselling. Because you work 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, especially if you don't have any employees to look after everything for you. You don't get a vacation because you're at least answering emails. So you don't get time off. So to sit there and try to calculate how much you make per hour, you're already failing. You're already doing it wrong, in my opinion. So, yeah. Just scooped a huge lot of thousands of vinyls and cassettes and 8-tracks for $16. That is killer. Killer. True words spoken for someone that is outshining someone who is stuck in a world they created, are unhappy with, and lashes out at the world, at anyone who doesn't just sit there. Instead, makes it a point to wake up every day with determination, motivation, and damn guts to grab the world by the balls and get out there and just put forth the effort and work hard to reach success. That's a paragraph there. Love the hat. Used to stay up at night as a kid and watch it on TV. Oh, make me feel old as a kid watching Headbangers Ball. Tech will never answer these questions, and he will block you for even asking. Somebody had mentioned that they bought items from him at like $7, $8, and $9 or something like that. So, If you're paying $4 per item, you know, you've got to do volume to make it worth it. If I was paying $4 an item for the stuff I sell, I'd be out of business. I wouldn't call making it a living, but it's like postponing my death. All right, that's it for me. I just want to check my numbers, so I thought it was done. When I got up this morning, I didn't immediately ship. I just went ahead and took the stuff to the post office. And at 2 o'clock, I went down and shipped the media store. Came back, started doing more pictures. So then I'll go down about 5 and ship again. But yeah, that's why I didn't make a shipping video this morning. So, just thought I'd see where I was at. So only $693 for yesterday. It stinks. Today if I'm going on 3 today, 260. Plus the 61, let's call it 62. 322 times 2 minus a little bit. So yeah, we're not looking for it's looking like it might be even less than yesterday if something doesn't change. So that's not good. So whatever they did Sunday night, and there was a shutdown again last night. There was 7 hours, nothing came through again. So they're doing maintenance still every day, it seems like, every night. And hell, they may even be starting earlier in the day when all my stuff just cuts off at a certain time again. Like, it hasn't been that way for a while, but you remember it was that way for a long while. Or just in the middle of the day, things would just stop, and I would just have these 2, 3, 4 hours of blankness. And, the last few weeks, those really haven't existed. It's been a pretty continuous, sales day, unless I tell you about it. But the overnights are still, for the most part, blank, which tells me they're still going in every night doing maintenance and updates and stuff. So, but I don't know. Anyway, all right. If I come across anything of interest, I'll make another video, something, a topic or anything to talk about. But right now, I'm just in picture taking mode, which is for me mindless. So I've just got the music playing, and I'm just in a mindless, vegetated state taking pictures for my Friday upload. And then, yeah, so that's what I'm doing. And then, like, the stuff that will upload every day, I do those. Like, today was 47 items, so I go ahead and fully create 47 items, fresh items, got them listed already. And then I go back and start taking pictures and creating drafts for Friday's launch. So we'll see. Yeah, and another hopes too that will spike up my weekend sales. So we'll see though. We'll see. But as long as just keep having fun, man. If you're doing this, just realize, work hard for yourself. Yes, it can be difficult with eBay and their issues right now, but just sacrifice time to do it. I mean, when you start a business for yourself, you're looking at a good 5 years of just solid pounding the pavement, if you will, working countless hours, just more of a grind feel, just to get things not necessarily stable, but to a comfortable position, if you will. Definitely, you got to put in the hours, put in the work. and remind yourself that you're doing it for you. You're not doing it for somebody else. You're not doing it for somebody who's just paying you a few dollars an hour or whatever. To when you get there, all that money's going in your pocket. And realize how lucky you are to be in that situation. So make it work. Don't fail. All right, that's enough for me. I'm just yapping now, like a little chihuahua or something. Courtney's like, "What are you doing? Are you talking to me?" All right. All right, I'm going back to work. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you all in the next video. Later.